Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Group 2 presentation. This is Tasapay G. Suerte, your host for today. Let me introduce to you my group mates. The first presenter, Charles with A. Arteaga, and Big Boy, Nao Martinez. The next presenter, ang hap mama ng mamatan, Rika Joy A. Marsado. The next presenter, ang popstar royalty ng Luzon, Mrs. Jean A. Marquez. The next presenter, ang shy girl ng Tarragona, Honey Joy Maganda. The next presenter, ang sassy girl ng Dahigan, Melvin Talundo. The last presenter, ang heartthrob ng Maganda, John Lloyd J. Navarro.
Good morning, everyone, once again, and this is our topic, the language and ethical curriculum program. The table of events. The first lesson will be the introduction. The second is the domains of literacy. The third will be the mother tongue based model 1. The fourth is mother tongue as English and English as second language and teaching issues in the fifth one is the teaching issues in the implementation of FTP and the Did you know that the language is the basis of all communication and the primary instrument of thought? Why? Because we can communicate our thoughts without language. Thinking, learning, and language are integrated. Because what we think, we communicate it through language, and then when we have communication towards others, we learn new things. Language is governed by rules and systems, which are used to explore and communicate meaning. So, language has rules and systems on how are you going to use it because there are what we call grammatically incorrect. If you are not following the rules and systems of language, then you are grammatically incorrect or nagkabaliktad-baliktad ang inyong subject, verb, agreement. Then, second one, language is the foundation of all human relationships. Why? Because through language, we can socialize to other people and build social relationships with them. Language begins at birth and continues throughout the life because as a child, when we grow up, makalearn tayo mga basics na mga language like sa babies, makapronounce sila og ma or pa, makalearn pa sila og sounds bago nila na ma-imitate. And as they grow up, malearn nila ang mama di ay and ang mama di ay is ang anak sa bata. Wala itawag mother. Pero pag sa baby pa na sila, mag-imitate lang na sila og sound like dili na nila ma-pronounce good as mama. Because ang learning sa bata, nag-continuous. Ma-learn niya, ma-apply niya yung learning in the new context as he or she begins to explore. So next is the debates of literacy that will be discussed by Charles June A. Arthur.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Charles Arteaga once again, and I'm going to report the domain of literacy. So first, the K-12 Basic Education Curriculum reorganizes and integrated language art curriculum according to the content standard that must be met by all students at the end of the basic education. So there are 14 domains of literacy. The intake. No, for team integrated language domain rather. First, we have oral language. When we say oral language, it's a system we use refers to one's knowledge and use of structure, meaning, and uses of the language. So when we say oral language is the words or language that we use when we try to convey, when we try to express, when we try to impart our feelings, our thinkings, and our thoughts. That's oral language. Number two is phonological awareness. Phonological awareness involves word rhythms, syllables, onsets, and rhymes. So when we say phonological awareness is the awareness of one person or the ability of a person to work with sound, spoken languages, set stage for decoding and blending, and also word reading. That's phonological awareness. Next, we have book and print knowledge. Book and print knowledge demonstrate and use concepts of print such as directional spacing, punctuation, and configuration. So it means book knowledge is understanding of how books and print work, like how to turn pages of a book, or the awareness that print is understanding of speech written down. Okay, so basically it's like a knowledge or an awareness excuse me, of a person or student, and then okay, print is also a speech that is being written. For example, the word dance, and then there's a drawing or there's this figure of a person dancing. So that is a book and print knowledge. The student or the person is able to identify that the word and also the figure is conveying the same meaning. Next is we have alphabet knowledge. Alphabet knowledge recognizes name, sound, all upper lower cases, letters, and the alphabet. So, alphabet knowledge is like what we learned when we were in elementary days. We learned that alphabet has name, upper and lower cases, in which we have to know where to put the the upper and lower cases, and also we learned that alphabets has written distinct in a distinct way, and we should also know that, and also a distinct sound. So, for example, when we were elementary, we were taught what is A, how does it look, what is the uppercase, what is the lowercase, where should we place the uppercase, where should we place the lowercase, and also we are taught how it is written in a correct way, and also we are taught a distinct sound. For example, that's what we actually learned when we were elementary: the sound of the letter A, the sound of the letter B, the sound of the letter C, and so on and so forth. That is alphabet knowledge. Next is we have phonics and word recognition. Phonics and word recognition is the ability to identify a written word by sight or deciphering the relationship between the sound of spoken language and the letters in the written language. So it is said here that the phonics and word recognition is the ability of a person to identify the written word or the phrases that is being written there. Even though it is written in a different word or a different spelling or a different pronunciation, it is also understood that both words are conveying the same meaning. Okay, that is phonics and word recognition. Next, we have fluency. So, what is fluency? We'll often hear that some people, oh my goodness, I like him, I like her, I like them, I like Miss because she is good in English, she's fluent in English. So what is fluency? Fluency means you are conveying or imparting or expressing knowledge or thoughts or feelings in a straight way that doesn't commit mistake or that doesn't stop or it's straight that has correct intonation, correct and proper placement of word, and so on and so forth. So fluency is the ability to read with speed, accuracy, and proper expression. When reading aloud, fluent readers reading the phrases and adding appropriate intonation to their reading and smooth and fast expression. So what I have said earlier, fluency is when we convey, we talk, we express our feelings in a way that we have used the proper intonation, proper expression, and proper using of words. That is fluency. Next, we have number 7. We have spelling. Spelling is being able to convert oral language sound into printed language symbol. So it is very known, it is very easy to understand around people. And that's what does spelling means. Okay, spelling is when we are writing down all the words that we are speaking. For example, okay, apple. Okay, and then the student will be able to write down, to spell down the word apple. For example, okay, apple, A-P-P-L-E. That is spelling. You have to be literate about spelling because every word has a correct spelling, which is very necessary. It is necessary for us. It is necessary for us that we should be literate with spelling because every now and then we are trying to convey, we are trying to write, we are trying to express our feelings by words and also by writing down. Okay. Next is we have writing and composition. Writing and composition, being able to formulate ideas into sentences or language or longer text and represent them in a conversational orthographic patterns in or writing languages. So, writing and composition, when we say writing and composition, it is the ability of a student, of a person to write and also to use proper words, proper punctuations, proper intonation, proper spelling, so on and so forth. That is writing and composition, the ability of a person to write phrases that consist correct word, correct spelling, correct intonation, and so on. Next, we have grammar awareness and structure. So grammar awareness, and this part of the report, which is grammar, we all know that a lot of us commit mistake in grammar. Also me. I mean, I'm a person, okay? I'm fallible. So, of course, it's obvious that I commit mistakes because we are all people. And I'm not actually well literate with grammar awareness and structure. So, I'm sorry about that. Okay. So, what is grammar awareness and structure? Grammar and awareness structure is the knowledge of language features and sentences structures in written language. It means that you have to use proper past participles, present participles, and many different words in order for you to have a correct language, in order for you to convey a proper message, or in order for you to perfectly express your thoughts. That is a grammar awareness. For example, you have to use your you have to use your words correctly and carefully so that the message of the thoughts or the phrases that you are trying to convey will not get lost. So that the subject verb agreement will right for that phrases. Phrases, sorry. Next is number 10. We have vocabulary development. So vocabulary development means that knowledge of words and their meaning in both oral and written presentation. So, here in vocabulary development, which means that we have to develop our vocabulary learning. For example, a set of words or a different kind of words that has the same meaning. For example, we say imperfect. So what is other words for imperfect or commit mistakes? That is fallible. For example, when we say interest, what is other words for interest? Natural. Just like that, we have to expand our vocabulary in order for us to convey a very in order for us to write a nice and catching phrases. Next, we have reading and comprehension. Reading and comprehension is, I don't have to explain this long because reading and comprehension is a very easy phrases to understand. Because we have to read and we have to comprehend. Because what we are reading, we have to understand. Next is, we have listening and comprehension. So reading and comprehension is also very easy to understand. It's very understandable. It's very understandable that when we are listening, we have also to understand what we are listening. Okay? Next is attitudes towards learning. Attitudes towards learning is literacy and literature having a sense of behavior and development. Individual choices of a base for text to be used for various purposes such as learning, for pleasure. Next, last one, we have study strategies. We are students, we are people, we have different way of understanding, we have different way of collecting knowledge, we have different way of learning. So we have different study strategies in which we do. For example, I learn a lot when I listen. Some people learn a lot when they actually see how things are going on. When they demonstrate or actually demonstrate what they are doing, what they are trying to convey. So some people learn in that way better, and also some people love to listen, some people love to watch, some people love to study with noise around, some people also doesn't want to study with the noise around. We are unique, we have different kind of study strategy. So that is what study strategy is trying to convey. Different, unique, diverse kind of learning. So that would be the end of my part of this report. Have a good day, and always remember that live your life today because you never know when will God take that. Thank you, bye.
So for the continuation of the report, I am going to talk about the alignment of the language and literacy domains with the 5 substrands, which are the listening, speaking, reading, writing, and viewing. So as you can see, there are many integrated domains which has different alignment for each substance. So now let us all talk about the oral language. So the oral language belongs to the substance of listening and speaking. Because as we all know that oral language is more about verbal or oral language or oral communication. So now let's go back to the phonological awareness. So phonological awareness, each substance is only for listening. And for the book and print knowledge, each substance is only for reading. Because book and print knowledge is more about books, articles, or journals. Now for the alphabet knowledge, each substance is only for listening, speaking, reading, writing, and viewing. For the phonics and word recognition, each substance is for listening, reading, and writing. Now, for the fluency, each substance is all about speaking and reading. Now, for the spelling, it consists by reading and writing as its substance. For writing and composition, each substance is only for listening, while grammar awareness and structure is all about listening, speaking, reading, and writing. For vocabulary and development, each substance is more on listening, speaking, reading, and writing. For reading comprehension, each substance is more on reading, writing, and viewing. For attitudes towards language literacy and literature, each substance is all about listening, speaking, reading, writing, and viewing. And for the last one, the study strategies, each substance is more on listening, speaking, reading, writing, and viewing.
Okay, once again, good morning. I am Mr. Jean Margaret, and now I am discussing what is a mother tongue-based multilingual education or MTE-MLE. It's the government's modern program for education as a science part of the implementation of the K-12 basic education program. Its significance is underscored by passing the Republic Act of the 10523, which is also known as a Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. Next, MPB is education formal or non-formal in which the learner's mother tongue and additional languages are used in the classroom. Learners begin their education in the language they know or they understand best, their mother tongue, and also to develop the mother language before adding additional languages. Making Filipino children lifelong learners in the language one, which is mother tongue, and the language two, which is the Filipino national language, and the language three, which is English global language. The learners more than prepared to develop their competencies in the different learning areas. This will serve as their passport to enter and to achieve mainstream educational system. And also, in addition to that, it also contribute productively to their community and to the larger society, as well as multilingual, multiliterate, and multicultural citizens of the society by using the mother tongue or the mother tongue-based multilingual education that we offer.
Okay, so now let's proceed to the MTBLA domains of literacy. So first we have the oral language. So in this domain, the knowledge and skills of the students in elementary grades should attain in this domain, the oral language should manifest the beginning of oral language to communicate in different contexts. And so with that, we can use the oral language to communicate personal experiences, ideas, and also their feelings in different contexts. Next, we have the phonological skills. So in this domain, the learners can understand that they should attain to understand that what we call the words is made up of what we call sounds and syllables. And so with that, we can use the phonological skills to manipulate sound properly. Next, we have the book and print knowledge. So in this domain, the learners can should attain to demonstrate understanding of basic features of the book and also knows what print, how print works as a prerequisite for reading. Next, we also have the phonics and recognition. So in this, the learners can understand to understand the alphabet and decoding to read, write, and spell the word correctly. We have also the fluency. So in this, the learners can demonstrate the ability to sufficient and sufficient accuracy and speed and express to comprehend. Yes. Next one we have the composing. So in this, the learners can formulate ideas to create formulate ideas in sentences and in paragraph. Next, we also have the grammar awareness. So in this domain, the learners can read and write the text correctly. We also have vocabulary and personal development domain. So in this domain, the learners can develop their vocabulary by reading. Not just by written text, but also in oral. Listening comprehension. So in this domain, listening comprehension, the learners can comprehend their listening skills by reading to them the narrative and informational text. Next, we also have the reading comprehension. So in this, the learners can develop their ability to learn comprehension by reading, using the literacy, the narrative, and the narrative base. Yes. Next, the attitudes towards reading. So in this domain, the learners can develop their reading skills or by, of course, encouraging them to make reading as a habit, to develop positive attitudes towards reading. And lastly, the study skills. So in this domain, the learners should attain to understand the basic knowledge and skills to listen, read, and write for a purposes.
Now let's proceed to the mother tongue and English as a second language. So the first language learned at home is extremely important because it forms the foundation in learning another language. So very important na ang child is fluent siya sa iyong mother tongue, sa iyong first language, in order for her or him to easily learn another language. Exposure to positive parental attitudes to maintaining the mother tongue, both as a marker of cultural identity and for certain instrumental purposes. So, the parent, the family members, and child professionals are the significant influences of maintaining the mother tongue of a child. So, very important na ang parents and ang family members sa bata ay sila mismo ang manguna sa pag-maintain sa mother tongue sa bata kay if parents and family members is lahang ginagamit na language kay kanang second language, syempre mauto ang anak sa bata and then importante po na ma-maintain ang mother tongue. It is because mauna siya ang cultural identity sa isang katao. So if ikaw kay nag-use ka o second language or yung third language,
lisod i-identify kung asa ka ang culture na dito. So it is very important na even though mag-learn tao other languages, manatili gihapon lang ato ang mother tongue. And those people na ginamintay ang ilang mother tongue is na sila taas na chance to success and local economy. Like for example, if you have a local business and the local people that living in there are using Bisaya, and then you, as a business owner, you are using English in communicating with them. Tapos, gamay na sila ang makasagot ng English. So, what will happen to your business kung ginakumbinsin mo sila mo palit sa ilang products but ang imong ginagamit na language kay English and then dili kay sila makasagot. Siguro, dili kay sila makakumbinsin. So, it's better na magamit ka o mother tongue or ang inyong native language in order for your local business to success. And then according to Clark 2009, children with a sound knowledge of their first language will be able to transfer skills from one language to another. So mas dali maka-transfer skills ang bata na fluent sa iyang first language o sa iyang mother tongue, mas dali siya maka-transfer of skills from one language to another language. Next is the benefits of mother tongue education. So first benefit is children reach a higher level of proficiency in the second language. So mas dali proficient ang child sa iyang second language if fluent siya daan sa iyang first language. Second benefit is it gives the child a feeling of positive identity. So like for example, sa kabata is sa public school na eskwela, and then ang iyang gina-use na language is ang iyang second language or third language, and then ang iyang mga classmates like using their native language or ang iyang local language na ginagamit. So murag dili siya mabilong sa mga bata, kaya dili niya masaktan ang iyang mga classmates. So importante kayo matunan na niya iyang mother tongue. Kung sa to ang ilang native language ay locality. The third benefit is as a scaffold not a barrier to second language. So ang pag-learn of mother tongue or ang pag-maintain sa mother tongue, dili siya barrier, dili siya kanang mabag na maka-learn sa other language. Ano yun siya po siya stepping stone kay while nag-learn ka o other language, tapos fluent ka sa iyong mother tongue, mas dali mo siya sabta ng other language kay if nakay mabasa ka sentence dito, and then lanin mo lang, hindi siya pasabot ay in Bisaya or in my first language. Next is it makes a child a better reader in the second language. So mas if ang bata is fluent sa iyong mother tongue, mas dali sa iyang ako makabasa sa second language na iyang natutunan. Next is it makes the parents' participation increase. Like for example, parents sa bata is dili siya kasabot English, dili siya kasabot Filipino, and then ginagamit sa primary level kaya ginagamit kay mother tongue, mas ma-increase ang participation sa parents sa study sa bata is because makasabot na sila sa instruction na ginahatid sa teacher. Like for example, na sila assignment, and then ang gigamit sa teacher na instruction kay Bisaya, then mas ganahan ang parent na mag-guide sa bata maging present sa ang parents sa iyang assignments. Mas ganahan ang parents band through answering that, making that activities of a child. Like, masabot man siya sa gigamit nga kanang masabot siya sa gigamit nga instruction sa teacher. Next is the school perform better. So using mother tongue daw kay mas ang mga bata sa school kay mas perform sila better dili na wala na kaayo ka kung mga nag-repeat good nga makabalot grade 1 ingon na kay mas makasabot man sila sa ilahang first level sa mother tongue instruction. Next is children's space in school longer. So ang bata mo if pasagdaan sila nga mag-use sa ilang first language, ilang mother tongue kay mas ganahan sila mag-stay sa school. Kaya itong namuwi mga school nga bawal mag-study Bisaya, wala ng English or Filipino. So ang mga bata kay break na for example, lunch break na, layas na sila sa school kaya sa sulod sa school bawal mag-study Bisaya, hindi kaya sa comfortable na. So if pasagdan sila nga mag-use of mother tongue sa mag-pugay sa
If there are benefits of mother tongue education for children, there are also hindrances of the use of mother tongue. First one, there are no exact equivalents of English language in mother tongue. So the learner will not be able to do the exact translation work. Because if you notice, there are English words that has no equivalents in our mother tongue. For example, hot dog, awkward, and growing. If you notice, the children cannot recognize what is the meaning of awkward because awkward has no exact equivalence in English. When we say exact equivalence, for example, cat, the word cat, ang exact equivalence niya sa mother tongue is earring. If ang awkward, when you say awkward, may awkward at ulit. Yung mga panahang bata, when you say awkward, kailangan pwede mo siya i-explain in a longer way. Hindi mo siya mag-gets if wala siya equivalence na word or meaning sa mother tongue. So, hindi should mag-work ang translation dyan at home. The next is, the structures of English are different from that of the mother tongue. I think it is just similar for the third one. The sentence patterns of English and mother tongue are different because sa English words or sa English na sentence, naguna si subject, nagsunod si verb, and then nagsunod si objects. For example, Mark eats the pizza. Pag imuha na siya i-mother tongue, ika-only Mark ang pizza. So, naguna ang verb, wala naguna ang subject. So, nagkabaliktad siya. Gusto siya i-translate into direct translation. If ang word, for example, I am hungry, and then i-convert mo siya into mother tongue, gitutom ko. Pwede ba siya maiwan na hungry I am? Dili, wrong grammar na siya. So, dili jud parehas ilahang sentence structures. Kaya kabaliktad na kung si I am hungry, naguna si subject, sa gigutom ko, naguna si verb. The fourth one is, sometimes the knowledge of mother tongue becomes stumbling block in learning English. Because sometimes, mas prefer pa na to maggamit o kanang mother tongue. For example, ani gusto ma-explain. Mas prefer na to ang mother tongue kay mas ma-express na to atong thoughts and feelings and dili ta mag-listen o create sentence sa atong mind. And if English mo ang gamiton, although nakasabot ka, pero mag-isod ka o deliver sa imong knowledge into English words. Una usahay makaingon ta na ang English, naiusahay mga tao na although uneducated siya sa English or dili siya how mag-English, makasabot siya, pero dili siya ka-express using English language. And balik na sa ika-word na structures of words are not always equivalent in the mother tongue. So, parehas sa articles, prepositions, at demonstratives. Unsa man yung mga articles? So, articles katong mga a o an, prepositions katong in, under, outside, demonstratives katong those, that, there. Dili siya always equivalent to sa mother tongue. When we she eats a banana. Kung imo na i-translate sa mother tongue, nagkaon siya o saging. Ang og dili siya always nagpasabot nga ana siya ng word. Kay ang sa mother tongue pwede na siya mahimong and. No? So, dili siya always nakasabot ng og adyo na siya pag ikutan na mo siya sa English words o sa English nga sentence. Next slide, please.
So there are a few suggestions on how to use mother tongue in the classroom. First one, give instructions in English but repeat them in the mother tongue. So, if maghatag kang instruction sa bata, you make sure that you repeat it using mother tongue. For example, mayroon ka get your notebook. Dili mo na makasabot mong bata, kuha ang notebook. So, kailangan mo siya i-translate na kuha ang notebook para ma-realize sa bata na ang pasabot day ani get your notebook is kuha ang notebook. But the next time po, you can also ask the students or may get your notebook, ipa-translate mo sa ila para mag-get sila na pag get your notebook, di ba ingon ni ma'am is kuha ang notebook, so mag-get sa nila kung kasi pasabot ako. Sunod kay, give instructions in English but try to use as much gesture as possible. Pag mayon ka open the door, ipakita dyan ang gesture na i-open mo ang door para mag-gets niya nga, pasabot tayo pag mayon ka open the door, ang hindi ang kanibutahan, hindi na pasabotan na. Para mag-gets sa bata, imo siya i-gesture. Mayon ka, hi, mayon ka, hi, kung ito i-ana-ana, mayon ka, hi, hindi na siya pasabotan. And then next, give instructions in English but allow time for children to process the language. Pag mayon ka na, pag may instruct ka sa children na write and copy and answer the writings on the board, di man na dyan mag-get sa bata din. So, mo na ilahang kasabot. So, kailangan tagaan mo time na i-process sa bata kung sa itong giing teacher. Kay although, imo na mo siya hinay-hinay, copy and answer the writings on the board. Although hinay mo na siya, if ang bata dili dyan siya kasabot, dito siya kasabot tayo, hindi dito na niya masabta. So, kailangan niya of time to process the information or instruction. Next is, only use mother tongue at certain times. So, kani, maggamit ako ang mother tongue, hindi always. Jod, gamitin lang mo siya if necessary. For example, sa activity, nagkalibugan ang bata. Sa next instruction to English, and then nagkalibugan ang bata, din yung mag-get. So, magamit ka o mother tongue, kay kailangan man ato na situation. Dili mo siya, sige ka mother tongue, masanay ang bata, makalimot na siya o learn sa iyaha second language, which is ang English. Last one is, try to use the same language again and again. Madalas na sa classroom languages na ginagamit mo, i-repeat na siya para ma-familiarize sa bata. Sa may example sa mga languages, classroom languages, mayroon ka example, get your notebook, copy the writings on the board, arrange the chairs properly, ibalik-balik mo na siya para masanay ang bata na the moment na you arrange your chairs properly, hindi na yung kailangan i-translate na i-arrange yung hambang mo kay katalo naman sila na mo na yung instruction. So, kailangan mo siya i-repeat o yung bigamit na language in English. And please, the next slide. Teach children the meaning of classroom languages that you will use a lot. So, matukugilan ganina, before niyo mo siya ihapagawin is na kailangan mo ipasabot ko kasi ipasabot alat niya. Iiwan mo na, pag-arrange your chairs, i-arrange ang bangko. Pag-open the door, abrihan ang putahan. Pag may copy and write, copy and answer, yung sulat ka o isulat ka ang writings and then answering para mag-get sa bata na mo na yung pasabot. Kaya kung madiritso ka, imo na, copy and answer the writings on the board, taka yung bata, wala kasi siya kasabot doon sa mga pasabot. Last one is teach children some phrases they can use. Kaya mga phrases na I don't understand, kana mga phrases na pwede sila mamutana sa imuha. Para pag mamutana sila sa imuha, like green na part, wala sila kasabot, I don't understand now.
makagamit na sila og mga English words. Ma-learn nila ginahinay sa akong paggamit og mga English na mga statements and sentences. That's all for my report.
So, good morning again, everyone. So, my part of the report will be teaching issues in implementation of M2B MLE. So, mother tongue-based multi-level education or M2B MLE has carved its niche as a practical and effective approach in the educational landscape. Also, it offers a possible framework which is contributors, the contributors or the new generations will be productive and successful in the process of learning because MTB MLE is very effective in the globalized network nowadays. So when we teach other languages, we should make sure that the child is well developed in his or her mother tongue language. So there are developing issues encountered in the implementation of the MTB, which is first, the multilingual environment. It is a problem of strict compliance of the mother tongue. So, multilingual environment problems strict compliance of the mother tongue-based instruction policy, not only on the part of the learners, but also on the part of the teachers, who cannot speak well the first language of their class. So, of course, we can never teach properly or effectively with mother tongue language if we as a teacher has trouble understanding the mother tongue or the first language of our class. So, our technique for our solution for this problem should be that we should use the national language or our Filipino language to properly educate or teach the children of our tongue or of the lesson so they can properly comprehend and understand that lesson. Okay, number 2. So, the second issue is that difficulty in translation. So, in translating lesson content in the local languages, we will also have trouble in this part if we really don't know the language of our class or their mother tongue. Translating lesson content in the local language and in the dialects as a way of addressing the use of mother tongue for non-speakers of Tagalog is a big challenge for teachers. So we will have a very difficult time, or it is very challenging if we really don't know the mother tongue or the first language of our class. So because translating it will be a problem, or it will take a lot of time to properly translate the topic if we don't know the first language of the class. Then number 3 is, okay, so number 3 issue is that inadequacy of instructional materials, inavailability or inadequacy of learning materials. So if we don't have the right materials or the available materials to be used, we will still have an issue in teaching the MTB MLE process or implementation of this teaching method, because we don't have the proper or the available materials to teach our children with the lesson. Please. Okay. Okay, the fourth issue is that mandatory compliance with deputy order. The deputy order must be implemented. So, as we know, that deputy order should be implemented in every lesson that we have, or the objective of the deputy, because it is very important for the success or goals of the Department of Education. So, if we don't apply or implement mother tongue language, which is ordered by the DepEd, we can never reach the goal of this, of the compliance, because it is important that we really apply or implement mother tongue language in every lesson that we have. Number 5. Then number 5 is teachers' lack of training. Not all teachers have the opportunity to avail the necessary training and knowledge. So, um, in this part, of course, there are times na hindi natin kaya or we are not able to attend such trainings to be skillful enough to translate mother tongue language, to process this information, or to use these types of techniques on our children because we lack the training. We have never acquired that types of skills or methods, or we never faced that methods and strategies because we lack the training or we didn't experience that kind of training. So it is very important that as teachers, we should take opportunities to learn different kinds of methods and strategies so that we can be productive, or we will develop more, not only by ourselves, but also in our teaching strategies, and to teach our children so that they will be developed well, or they will be enhanced more in the teaching and learning process. Okay, so in conclusion to my part of my report, that the use of mother tongue in the teaching in the multi-language setting affects the way pupils learn. It is a melting pot and educational center of the Philippines, demands and teaching strategies that not only adapt the interplay of the different cultures and languages, but also give importance to them. However, there is no assurance that the policy will be implemented successfully by the mere issues of director. Unless the issues will be addressed, it creates the challenges to teachers, parents, and guardians, and also, importantly, to the students. So it is very important that we address these types of issues so that we can be productive and our students will be productive learners for our community. That's all for my report. Thank you. So these are the references. And